whole world needs a lot more color in it. We're talking artwork all over the streets.
Hello, my name is Adrian Hales. I'm a Toronto artist.
My name is Emilia Yayus and I'm an artist.
I'm Jacob Hughes and I'm an artist.
Again, it's because I've made the decision since a young kid that I wanted to be a real serious artist. It's my personality, and you gotta have some kind of ambition. If you want to look at the big picture and want to be something worthwhile, you know what I mean, want to be the best at what you do, then you want to take it to that higher level and not just, sell it for cheap. I'm about to show you this mural that I've just done here at Oakwood and Vaughan. As you can see here, the concept really is about traveling from A to B, or commuting, or just going from one place to the next. A lot of the people in this community are migrants, so they've migrated from elsewhere to be here, so the concept kind of follows that kind of idea. You can see here that there's water along here. Like, it starts off with this beautiful island concept on this main pillar. So there's this here body of water that travels, kind of comes along here around each one of these rings. The rings are yet to be completed, but the main bulk of the concept is together. We'll be painting the rings afterwards. So it travels along over here, and as you can see, all the nice little spots and fun little splash spots for the kids to play in and to explore, and give them, for their sense of imagination. Comes around here to this beautiful metal tree. You go around here, the water continues along. Okay, so here's the main area, one of the main areas of the mural. We've kind of cut it out in such a way that to avoid any major traffic along it. So from this perspective, you can see how there's an O and a V. It's really graffitiized, like graffiti designs. It also says Oakwood Village. This is the Oakwood Village area. You can continue along here. See more of the fun spots where the water is kind of splashed up and whatnot. We go to this major area, which is kind of like the end of our voyage, where you can really see how the boats have traveled along the water from that main island all the way to this major spot here. So there's a lot more to me than these paintings. I want to, continue to teach people and see people develop their own creative skill sets and continue to work with the community. I think as we develop better communities, then we have bigger murals, we have, better people in the community. It just, everything gets better. So for my focus is really to just strengthening our communities. Dealing with people is a massive part of any project. It doesn't matter if you're doing murals or whatever. Dealing with people is a big thing. And when you're dealing with an artwork, it's so subjective that everybody has an opinion on it. There's so many ways you can criticize or critique this. So everybody's got an opinion. You gotta be strong-headed about what you want to do. Honestly, man, I think my biggest accomplishment is being able to carve out a living at this as an artist. Because again, when I speak to other people and they're like flabbergasted that I'm able to do it, I take it for granted because I just do it on my daily basis. But when I sit back and I talk to people, I'm like, yeah, how am I? Yeah, that's an amazing accomplishment. It's a glass roof for me. I can go as high as I want to and do as craziest things as my imagination will allow me. So, yeah.
So this is part of the project initiated by Street Art Toronto, or START Toronto. These are traffic signal boxes, and the city commissioned 11 artists to paint 20 boxes as a pilot project for this year, and they're going to continue next year. I love painting for the community, with the community in mind. So, for example, this one, I wanted, because it's a beautiful spot, I wanted the place to be intriguing for the people, to become a tourist attraction. So that's why I chose this as an invisible, so people can look from both sides and see through the box and still admire what's behind the box. I always wonder what is the reaction of the people. How are they going to receive this piece of art? And I get involved with a lot of conversations. I welcome conversations. I stop people even to ask their opinion. For this particular one, I stop people to show them the exact spot where you look at this piece, because it's a very particular one. So I stopped many people. As soon as I heard them say, oh, it's beautiful, it's cool, I said, let me show you the trick. And then I showed them how you really appreciate this piece. Well, this one is very difficult because it really has to be aligned with what's behind the box. So I said that I walked miles back and forth from the vanishing point to the box to find all the lines. And that's literally millimeters that you can make an error. So that's why it has to be so specific. So normally a box like this would take me 2 days. This one took me 7 days. Being out here and painting on the streets of Toronto, I see the amazing response of the people. Constantly they come up and thank me for beautifying the city, for putting a smile on their faces when they pass by. And another thing is they always say, oh, it's better than graffiti. So I guess we're winning the war.
There's something about the contemplative space that people get into when they go inside of a gallery and admire artwork that can be brought into the street, of course, as well. I'm Jacob Hughes, and I'm an artist. It's funny, I was just thinking about cars today. I was thinking, like, do I finally need to get my driver's license or something? Everybody's got interesting thoughts, and the only difference is that artists, or even people like writers and other creative forms, are just recording theirs as they happen. It's, yeah, there's nothing special about being an artist and thinking in that sense. It's just thinking. Something I'll often do when I'm painting is like break my surface in a little bit first. If, you know, like you hear about writers and things like being afraid of the blank page, and I'm no exception to that. So you kind of break it before you make it. You fuck it up first, and then you don't have to worry about that happening in the future. It's a philosophy for a while that I tried to apply to other aspects of my life, semi-successfully. Yeah. Sometimes the difficulty is just in like trying to make things look the way you want them to. It's something I've learned to give up on in some sense. You have to be okay with the way things turned out. There's a certain period of time in the making of artwork for me where, and it's the middle, right? It's in the beginning you're very ambitious and it's a blank canvas and you're scared of it, but it's, you know, it's going to turn out really well. It's going to be really elaborate and beautiful and colorful and everything. And then you start and it's okay, it's going well, and then partway through you hate it, you hate it, you hate it, you hate it. Oh, you fucking hate it. You just want to break it, right? You want to just like, bah! And then somewhere within that destructive period, then there's a satisfaction that comes. And I think there's something appealing about leaving parts of yourself in different places in the world. So I like, especially when lots of people will see it in the streets or something, it seems actually easier to me sometimes to get things, projects to happen in other places, because there's something about your past that you can hold you down. Whereas when you're in a new place, then you're there as whoever you're projecting yourself as there at that moment. Whatever you give is what people receive. Whereas here, there's an intimidating sense of history.